do you want to reflect on like any like lingering thoughts?
Well, two lingering thoughts. One lingering thought is we probably should have done Kia's like a question PM a bit earlier. I didn't know. And then again, this is my doing kind of my busy, like running there. And the other thing is, I think that was pretty powerful around my self-worth part, because that actually has been a reminder to me in multiple angles. But I don't know how, I guess, I think that's something I need to reflect a little bit more around how my self-identity and what makes, I think my frustration and resent is always, I don't understand why other people always prioritize an important meeting or when they have some sort of really critical, I don't know, clients call or whatever, people will say, I have to go to dentist or I have to go to see a GP or something. It actually annoyed me. And then I realized because of my, I guess, blind spots in the sense that I didn't prioritize myself over work and the other priority in life, and it actually make me a kind of less effective leader, essentially, because I don't create the same empathy with the other people in the thought to prioritize themselves over other things. So I think this is really interesting. I feel like I'm going to reflect around these points for a bit longer, because it's
but I feel like there's nothing we talked about that kind of we didn't know before. It's like it's easy to know because all the knowledge is already there, all the tools are there, like all the how to and why and what is already there, but we still always come back with the same struggles, and that's where
but I find it interesting. That's what the two words keep in my head today is, one is this self-worth thing. I think definitely stick to me this time more than before. The other one is about the word accepting. It just keep coming to my mind. I really feel like all of us still wanted to change. All the conversation we are doing is we wanted to become better and become someone that we are currently not, which is not a bad thing again. But however, if we're thinking about everything we talk about right now, self-esteem, how can we be more self-esteem? How can I be able to have better on managing my relationship? And all the conversation. Oh, actually, Kia did ask his question about a great resignation. Yeah. So that's good. So
just still thinking about that.
So I do realize, like, with all of these, it's about the question is accepting. It's just we refuse to accept who we are right now. We wanted to have the next stage of us. We don't accept who we are right now. That's how I feel. If we're accepting the fact that we are imperfect, we are work in progress, like at the moment I am, like this is part of the struggle. I actually feel like it probably will actually take us a bit further.
Like for me, because every morning these days I listen to my self-talk.
Try everything.
No, yeah, one of that's kind of the last phase, and now it's I am enough, and I am more than enough. I am more than what I will ever have to be. That's what I say. And I know I have goals and I have like dream stuff, but that actually does not conflict with thinking that I'm enough and I'm more than enough than whoever I will be. And because I'll definitely change. Like I don't have to try to change, because change is just a natural result of living. And I do think not accepting and trying to be a different version of yourself is a bad thing. I don't think it's that healthy. I feel like acceptance is the beginning of an actual positive change. Like that's how I feel. That's why I'm big on accept. Like if acceptance means that you would do nothing and you become the worst version of yourself, you will never improve, then I wouldn't encourage people to accept. But all the evidence or like how the mind works is when you accept, it actually gets better. Actually, you find it easier to change.
But then that's the problem with what Lana's talking about, the intention of the doing and being. Yeah, with the intention in mind,
intentional acceptance.
That's why I don't know how to do that, to be honest. That's something that we talk about it. I still don't know the answer about how to do that. It's everything I do. It's I have to admit to myself, and I'm honest with myself, is I always have an intention behind that. I also have a hidden motive, and I always want to get somewhere. It's not because and I'm driven by efficiency. So I don't know how to. Yeah, I don't know how to go to that being stage. I don't know how to, do nothing, essentially.
Is that accept you as a non-achiever? Is that the thing?
It's just I don't know how to do nothing. I don't know how to. I think Patrick always making fun of me on this, actually, because that's why my next weekend goal is we are going to stay together and do nothing. Because even for the 2 months I take it off, Patrick always in the morning, he will always have a stand up with me to say, what's your plan today? Today, Charlotte, and I will say a list of things. He said, no, Charlotte, today, your to-do list is only one thing, is do nothing. And then and he will come back. He said, did you achieve your goal? And I never achieved my goal. And then, so that's why I found it, do nothing so hard.
Nothing's hard, yeah.
And then I don't know why, like, I feel like this maybe it needs to do the things you're talking about, is to understand what is the fear there to prevent me to do nothing, because I have to use willpower to do nothing.
Do you want to try what I did for my career fair? Remember I said this year I'll do every time I have to read from this because it's way better written. My 2021 goal is do what I want to do. Do because I want, not because I'm guilty. Make concessions out of choice, not out of. How about you set a time frame where you just do anything you want? Forget about everybody else. Do it because you want to. Be like, just like, because I'm having fun, because this is what I want to do, and just like try that out and see what happens.
Yeah, I think I'm doing what I want at the moment. Like I'm like today I was thinking about it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm actually really enjoy doing the podcast.
That's your dilemma. Yeah.
Yeah. And then today, if I have more time, I probably will. I also really wanted to do a bit more Minko stuff as well, but then I don't have time, and I feel like, oh yeah, that's annoying. But I guess I do also want to relax as well. And also I that's why for me, do nothing, it need to be a deliberate effort. That's something I find it very interesting, because and also I probably struggle a little bit because, you know, different type of people. Some people are believing things will organic happen. I used to believe that, but I don't anymore. There's something very interesting. Because before, when early on in my career, I always believed collaborations work. Organic happen, knowledge sharing will organic happen, innovation will organic happen. It actually doesn't. When you're in a busy life, when you work with people, when everyone have their own different agendas, autonomy doesn't drive for outcomes. It's alignment and it's alignment and autonomy that drive for outcome. The same with the team, same with your personal as well. I that's why I also feel like something about, let's wait for things organic to happen. Let's wait for destiny. Leave the thing to the destiny. I started to I feel like you need to have a pull from both sides. Almost like it's an access. I need to have a high level alignment with my overall goal. I do need that to pull me to the right direction that I wanted to do. And that's the part I do need to have some effort, deliberate effort. And there's another part is I do need to have I think I've almost felt that's probably the work-life balance. That's the balance part, I guess, is how can I find the right ratio among everything.
It's so, I guess that's our afterthought. But then I feel I knew we wouldn't arrive at some sort of magical conclusion. I learned
a lot though. I learned a lot from this though. And also this morning when I was reading like work-life balance, just do some last minute research. And then in Harvard Business Review, there's a mindset was really interesting. They say work-life balance should never be a destination. It should always be considered as a cycle. Basically it's a fluent cycle. It's at some points of your life.
Yeah, well, why would that be a destination?
Because there will be people who thinking, really? my goal is to actually have a work-life balance. My goal is that I wanted to find a job that can provide me the work-life balance. People were actually thinking that's a state to be.
Don't settle for that, guys. Like, aim for a happy, fulfilling life. And work-life I feel like work-life balance is the result of something. It's the result of a happy life or whatever. But then even a happy life does not result in work-life balance. Like sometimes the happiest moment come from imbalance.
And also I find it interesting is the word balance. I find it interesting because the balance at the moment, if you take the on the surface meaning, you mean 50-50. However, I almost feel like for different people, this balance is different. And the different state in this will be different. For some people, your balance is literally a balance, it's a fluent state. I really like these words actually to say at some period of time, you wanted to have a bit more in your life. And that's 80-20. And that's the balance for you. Your balance state is actually 80-20. And then the other state maybe is 50-50. The other state is 60-40. So I feel like for this word, between this word, I actually do like the words balance, thinking about it indicate that you can put different things, move things around and to achieve some sort of a harmony state with yourself.